Hello everyone, and welcome to Theatre by the Bay's 2022 season announcement video. My name is Ian Magash, Artistic Director of Theatre by the Bay, and I'm so honored to have you all here as we reveal the amazing season of programming we have ahead. Over the next few minutes, you're going to hear about our upcoming shows, but also you'll hear from our departments about all of the incredible programming opportunities and things we have in store. Now, of course, something we should note is that all of this programming is subject to adaptation as we monitor the global situation closely. Theatre by the Bay is deeply committed to the safety of its artists, volunteers, and audiences, and we're going to have to adapt and be prepared for that over, as things roll out. Now, with that out of the way, something we should note is that 2022 actually marks a really important celebration for our organization because it marks Theatre by the Bay's 20th anniversary. That's right. Back in 2002, audiences were delighted by the sight of a big tent on Barrie's beautiful waterfront and Shakespeare productions happening within it. Obviously, the company has evolved quite a lot since the Shakespeare by the Waterfront days, but we felt that this was too important a community celebration not to do something about. So I'm going to turn things over to Khalil Gandhi, who's going to talk to you a little bit about our 20th anniversary programming. Khalil?
This year marks the 20th season of Theatre by the Bay. It's a landmark occasion for the company, and we are so thankful to all of our audiences, supporters, members, and donors for helping us get to this point. In 2002, audiences were first introduced to Theatre by the Bay by checking out Heritage Park and seeing a big white tent housing a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream all the way back in August of 2002. Spearheaded by the founding artistic director, Larissa Mayer, Theatre by the Bay would go on to produce many more Shakespeare productions, musicals, Theatre for Young Audience productions, and, starting in 2013, new original works about the Barrie and surrounding communities. In 2022, we're taking a look back at 20 seasons of Theatre by the Bay, reflecting on old memories, cherishing emotional moments, reflecting on some challenges that we faced, and, of course, looking ahead to the future in this new series streaming exclusively through Theatre by the Bay's website. Take a look.
Midsummer Night's Dream was like the first Shakespearean play I ever read. I remember like in grade 9 having to read Midsummer's and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, and you're in front of the classroom going,
you just read it emphatically sort of. But I love the language. Like it's total like poetry.
Shakespeare was the heart and soul of the company.
We changed a lot of minds here about what Shakespeare was and made it more accessible.
For someone to start a Shakespearean theater company in Barrie, that was pretty bold.
We just wanted to bring something quite different, unique, and we really felt Barrie would celebrate this.
With Theatre by the Bay's new mandate, it was something that kind of evolved.
What if we don't do Shakespeare all the time?
9 Mile, which started out as this side project, it snowballed.
Which I don't know if anybody knows that, and so this is a secret.
We're sitting right there. You can still smell the fresh paint.
I jumped on top of the sprinkler.
There was one thing that broke me. It was producing The Stars Come Out.
I had my first big mental breakdown.
It was not smooth sailing, by any means.
It was like the curtain fell on that March 15th. The power to see your own story represented on stage.
She got to say goodbye to a family member.
Theatre by the Bay brings life to our community.
Theatre by the Bay is a cornerstone of arts and culture.
The reputation of this organization has kind of spread and inspired others.
"20 Years by the Bay" will premiere exclusively through Theatre by the Bay's website this spring. Featuring conversations and interviews With staff members and artists, both past and present, we'll be taking a look at some of the amazing stories from Theatre by the Bay's 20 years of programming, and it's a series that you won't want to miss. Thank you to all the artists and the staff members who took the time to sit down with us and reflect on their time with Theatre by the Bay. And thank you, of course, to my amazing film team for all their work in making it happen. Back to you, Ian.
Now, Khalil, this isn't the only thing you've been up to over the last year. So why don't you share with our audiences about some of the huge initiatives we have launching in 2022?
This year, we're providing a groundbreaking new education series for theater artists of all experience levels. This has been in the works since March of 2021, and we are so excited to be bringing this new program to theater artists across the world. Featuring some of the biggest names in the Canadian theater industry, Theatre by the Bay is proud to present the Theatre Masterclass series.
We all bring to theater who we are. So to bring our honest selves to that means that our process will be 100% reflective of who we are and how we exist in the world.
Lots of energy, let's go!
A director is somebody who is a student of human nature.
The role of a designer, or the job of a designer, is not one of an architect, it's one of a poet.
It isn't about improving a play, it isn't about making it better.
What does that mean? Better how?
First thing is, intimacy can be choreographed, and it should.
If you really want to know, what a company values and where they stand, look at the budget.
The job of the production department is always to support what's happening on stage.
A moment of intimacy. A lot of people go straight to the idea of sexuals, but I've heard it said that it could be described as any moment of vulnerability.
How can you frame a conversation that's not just a hard no?
There's so much about a play that you are not a part of.
Part of what dramaturgs offer to playwrights and to other artists is perspective that they may not be able to have in the process.
This area here, you're going to want to use different marketing tools.
Decorating, essentially, with Photoshop.
I've got an hourly rate punched in.
Connect authentically in those tag out and tag in moments.
The Theatre Masterclass series will bring you 6 unique video programs streamed through Theatre by the Bay's website so that you can learn from highly successful Canadian theatre artists right from the comfort of your own home. From topics such as theatre directing all the way to producing and production management, there's guaranteed to be something for everybody. All 6 programs will begin streaming through Theatre by the Bay's website this season. We are so excited to offer this high-quality educational content to people across the world. Stay tuned to our social media and our new website for more information on registration and pricing in the coming weeks. Thank you again to the Ontario Trillium Foundation and to the film team for their outstanding work on this project. Back to you, Ian.
That's right. In 2022, Theatre by the Bay will be releasing virtual theatre masterclasses for audiences and artists around the world to enjoy that are being taught by some of the biggest names in Canadian theatre. Like, how amazing is that? This was a huge initiative and continues to be. So I want to give a huge thank you to our associate producer, Rochelle Reynolds, Khalil, of course, and our whole team for making this a reality. I also want to thank our instructors for, in some cases, entrusting us with their life's work. It is a huge honor and a responsibility, and we can't wait for everyone to see what the final products are going to look like. So stay tuned for that. Now, on a similar note, speaking of education, I want to turn things over to our Education and Creation Coordinator, Leah Holder, who's going to tell you all about some of the other opportunities we have where you can learn and grow in 2022.
Hello, So, I'm standing here in front of the Barrie Public Library, which has been such a huge support for our programming this past year and in previous seasons. This past September, the Barrie Theatre Lab returned to in-person here at the library after running virtually for the past year and a half, and it was incredible to come back in person. Did you know that the Barrie Theatre Lab has been running since 2017? And we recently had our 50th session, and we have workshopped over 130 unique scripts. I'll tell you a little bit about how it works. Anyone can submit a script at any time. And on the first Monday of every month, we'll choose a script or some scripts for our participants to read. After the reading, we'll have a short discussion and some note sessions, sending that writer away with really great notes and feedback to push their writing forward. This is an incredible opportunity for writers, and it is not one to be passed up. The Theatre Lab sets you up with a group of readers and thinkers who are going to offer you some feedback to really help you take that script from the page to the stage. To further help our writers of Simcoe County, we also run Spark sessions. These are like a writing drop-in session. So a few times a month, I'll set up shop somewhere with my laptop and my writing tasks and wait for folks to drop on by and join me. This is a great opportunity for you to start that writing project that you've been thinking about, and I can offer you some exercises and techniques to help get you going. Or if you're just looking for motivation to pick up that script that's on your laptop, then this is for you. A big thank you to the Barrie Public Library and McRiley's Pub on Dunlop for hosting these sessions this past season. And finally, we are so eager for the continuation of our professional workshop series. This series began virtually last year and then moved back to in-person this fall. And these are usually a 3 to 4 hour workshop, maybe about once a month, taught or facilitated by some of the best theatre educators in Ontario or the country. These workshops will focus in on one element of theatre creation, whether it's the basics of playwriting or how to deal with structure or adaptation or composing physical work on your feet. These are essential learning for all the theatre creators in Simcoe County, and we're so excited to return back to these sessions later this season. Back to you, Ian.
And Leah, we also recently announced the Simcoe County Theatre Festival, which will be launching in 2022. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's happening with that?
I'd be happy to, Ian. We are all so excited for the launch of the Simcoe County Theatre Festival this summer in 2022. The festival will happen in June, and applications are open now. So get your Google form submissions in. Applications are open now, and we are so excited to see the flood of talent from our Simcoe County artists. You can apply as a director or as a writer with a script or a script idea, and you can also bring your own team, which is a great opportunity for those of you who are already working together as a group and are looking for the support of a festival to get your project up and running. The Simcoe County Theatre Festival is the first of its kind in the region. And in June of this year, we will have several local theatre productions, workshops and educational opportunities, as well as just a getting together and celebration of the amazing theatre community in Simcoe. Applications are now open, so get those submissions in. You can visit theatrebythebay.com/festival for more information as it continues to roll out through the winter. We are so excited for this festival. Back to you, Ian.
Absolutely amazing. Leah, I've been so delighted by all the work you've been doing, running all these incredible initiatives, and I can't wait for the festival. I mean, this has been something our community's needed for so long, and I really just can't wait for it to happen and for people to make the absolute most of it. So if you're watching, please consider applying. We'd love to have you be part of it, especially for its inaugural year. We can't deliver all of this amazing programming without the financial support of our community. So I want to turn things over to Patricia Hammond, our administrator, who's going to talk to you about some of the ways that we're showing appreciation for our donors and some of the ways that you can help support Theatre by the Bay in 2022. PJ?
That's right, Ian. Theatre by the Bay has been very fortunate over the last couple of years of this pandemic craziness. Although we've had a little in the way of theatrical programming, we did have a huge outpouring of support from our patrons at the very beginning of the pandemic. And then over the last couple of years, we've had funding from the Trillium Grow grant to support our educational programming, and that's been a major part of keeping the company going. We also received a Trillium Resiliency grant that paid for some new filming equipment and upgraded our our online presence so that we had a place to move our programming online. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much to the Trillium Foundation for their continued support of the arts in these really difficult times. Well, now that we have our filming equipment and we filmed some of our programming, what are we going to do with it? Well, the good news is that we're redesigning our website to have a place to centralize all of that archival footage. And the redesign on the website has been done with a focus on the members or the patrons' experience. We've done some sort of simple 2022 upgrades like instant tax receipts when you make a donation through the website. Seriously, you make the donation and the instant you do it, you have a tax receipt in your email. It's fantastic. You have to try it to believe it. Go to our website, make that donation and get that tax receipt. We are also looking at that member portal as a way to sort of improve the connection that the members have to the company. We are doing things like making the archival footage available exclusively to members. It's just like being in the inner circle. And finally, a big part of our upcoming season is the fundraising event that we have planned for the end of May. And no, sadly, I am not talking about Stars Come Out. That has to be put on hold for one more year, but due to the uncertainty of the pandemic. No, this year we are going to get you outside and participating in an amazing race experience brought to you by Theatre by the Bay. This event is organized by our board member, Rose Adams, and she has held a couple of these events in the past, and everybody enjoys themselves. So there will be teams of 4 participating in activities stationed all over the city. There's going to be prizes and a great big dinner party afterwards, and everybody has a great time at this event. There's going to be more details on our website, so check that out when you're there making a donation.
Thank you, PJ. It's so amazing to see all these incredible things happen, both on our stages, but also behind the scenes. I want to give a particular shout out to Dirksen and Davenport Consulting, who've been doing all the amazing work on our website that perhaps you've seen over the last year, and certainly you will see over the year ahead. The work that they've been doing is amazing. They've been so collaborative, and really my deepest gratitude to them. Now, Theatre by the Bay wouldn't be the company that it is without the support of our volunteers. People from the community, from all walks of life, who are willing to donate their time, their energy, and their skills to help make our seasons a reality. The Nick Bailey Award for Volunteer of the Year is our small way of showing our appreciation to a particularly exceptional individual. And I'm so happy to announce that the 2021 Nick Bailey Award for Volunteer of the Year goes to Leslie Koo. Now, if you know Leslie, she is absolutely amazing. There's no problem that she can't handle. And her work on our storage unit with our previous award winner, Brenda Thompson, as well as just all the ways that she's given back to Theatre by the Bay in the last year has been absolutely amazing. And we couldn't think of a more deserving candidate for this award. So congratulations, Leslie. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, here is Theatre by the Bay's 2022 season. The Lost Heroes of Oro, a new musical written and directed by Alinka Angelova, February 17th to the 20th, 2022 at the 5 Points Theatre. This lightly staged presentation of our work-in-progress musical tells the story of Black Canadian hero Richard Pierpoint and the establishment of the Oro African Church. Just in time for Black History Month, this series of presentations will provide us with opportunities to get audience feedback, develop the show, and test it out before a future full-scale production. The Simcoe County Theatre Festival, June 15th to the 26th, the 5 Points Theatre. A festival of new works written, directed, and performed by local artists. Applications to be part of this festival are now open, so please make sure you apply and help us launch this festival with a bang. A Scandal for All Seasons, a sexy farce by Burke Campbell, directed by Ian Mogash. August 2022, with a touring presentation in Collingwood in partnership with Theatre Collingwood, the 5 Points Theatre. An original farce about 2 Barrie socialites who engage in a battle of the bulge, shall we say, over the sexy progressive mayor of Barrie, who turns to them for help with his re-election. Cutting, outrageous, and extremely funny, A Scandal for All Seasons is unlike anything we have produced before. Mary of Shanty Bay by Leah Holder, directed by Brendan Nicoletti. The return of the moving love story of Mary, Sophia Gapper, and Edward O'Brien. This smash hit of our 2018 season is back with performances across Simcoe County. And this is just the beginning. To make sure that you're in the loop about all of our exciting announcements, make sure you follow us on social media and sign up for our newsletter through our website, theaterbythebay.com. And that's it. To close off tonight's show, I want to turn things over to local singer Ocean Archer, who's going to be singing Hold On to Your Soul from Alinka Angelova's The Lost Heroes of Oro, which is the first show of our 2022 season. Thank you all so much for joining us, and here it is. Take it away, Ocean.
Keeping my soul, I won't let it go. In this world full of pain, I'll never see it again. You can call me your names, I won't be ashamed. My pride and dignity, you cannot take it from me. I'm done with these tears, you can have all my fears. You've taken everything, but there are some things I get to keep. I am keeping my soul, I'll never let go. I will be dying tonight, but I won't lay down without a fight. And when they kill me, do they know my name will go on, live on? All that I've done is not in vain. The future of our kind, it won't be the same. I'll be a sacrifice so the blood of our race can be strong and live on. And don't let it hold on to my soul. You're losing your control. Done all you can, say goodbye, take my hand. I've done all I can, now I'll take God's hand and leave this world. You can't hurt me anymore. I'm walking through heaven's door. Although take my hand, victory is mine. You think you won this fight by taking my last breath, my only breath. Be sure to prepare your sword for what's next. The time will come when we will rise and defeat the war of the selfish broken heart. We'll be deep in our soul, and the shackles will go. I'll be dying tonight, and I will lay down fighting the good fight.
tell you a little bit about how it works. Anyone can submit a script at any time, and shoot. I got distracted. Our readers to read, and oh shoot.
Important year for our company as 2022.
Although we have had very little theatrical
Streaming exclusively through Theater by the Ways. Streamed through Theater by the Ways.
Not the first time.
Now, with that out of the way, damn it, that one.
I mean, I'll have to bleep that later.
Sorry, did I that up by turning way too fast?
Yes.
Theater by the Bay will be.
The theater festival will, well.
And Leah, we also recently announced
providing a groundbreaking new education series.
Woo!
Pew pew pew.
Show to host that film. I was so close to the end of a paragraph.
I'm not an actor, so this is going really poorly.
A team of artists that want to work together on a project, there is a space for you.
There's guaranteed to be something for everybody.
Yes!